is, on the one hand, the closure of border between Pakistan and Afghanistan since 2000, since October the 11th, and of course the simmering tensions on the Iran-Pakistan border. So I thought we should have a few friends here to perhaps try to come up with a couple of recommendations which we can forward to the government, because the government seems to be in a gridlock right now, not looking at the long-term implications of closed borders. So we also have received a note from a friend in Kabul about how the patients have suffered because of the closed borders. There's up to 90,000 Afghans, up to 90,000, who have been coming to Pakistan for treatment. It could be an exaggerated figure, but you can take 10,000, 15,000 minus plus, but it's still a huge number, particularly those patients who require unusual service treatment, like cancer treatment. And I was at Shaukat Khanum Hospital yesterday. There I also found out there are still missing people, Afghan patients. So we thought, why not come up with something that can perhaps lead to some sort of policy correction. We know the problems. I mean, the terrorist attack 2 days ago, and then Pakistan's responses within 24 hours. It's an extremely difficult situation for Pakistan, because we have been at the receiving end, suffering the continuous terror attacks both in Balochistan as well as in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa particularly. So what I would say, would you mind a very quick round of introduction?
Sure.
Huh? So Hamza will start quickly with very brief introductions. Should we start with it? Can you kick off, please?
Yes, of course, sure. Thanks for inviting, and I'm always happy to be a part of any conversations the organizations organized. Am I audible?
Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So a few weeks ago, I was contacted by you, and that was my pleasure to be invited to this the framework discussions format, and it's very good always to be connected, and in such kind of conversations is always helpful for even further increase in development between these two regions.
And you can introduce your institution as well, please.
Okay. So currently I am a senior research fellow at the Institute for Advanced International Studies, based in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, and I am a senior research fellow at the Center for Afghanistan and South Asian Studies. So normally the institute analyzes the situation in the region and gives a proposal for the government, and we also do some projects related to the different thematics, which is very active in the region.
Okay.
Pakistan-India relationships and Afghanistan-Central Asian relationships and other things.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll come to more details later. Thank you very much. And now, Wahidza in Kabul. Can you hear us? He's on mute. No,
Yes, for inviting me to the meeting, and I consider myself honored by having all of you such a people that most of them I know, and it's a great pleasure for me. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
I can give.
So Abdul Wahid Saab has been part of our track 2, track 1.5. Your brief mic आपके सामने है.
Jay, thank you very much, Imtiaz Sahab, for inviting me. I'm Haroon Sharif. I'm chairman of Pakistan Regional Economic Forum, the first private sector forum which is working in multi-countries in the region for, business and economic cooperation. Previously, I have remained the senior advisor to the World Bank for the region for 6-7 years. Also remain the cabinet as investment minister.
Hello, I'm Javed Hassan. I'm presently leading a retired life, write occasionally, sometimes advise CRSS and also do vlogs with Imtiaz. Previously, I've been a banker, also at some point an engineer. So I'm doing my second act. They always say the second act has a chance of being better than the first.
Thank you, Javed sir.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Imtiaz sahab. I'm Asif Durrani. I'm right now Senior Research Fellow at Islamabad Policy Research Institute. I'm a former ambassador of Pakistan to Iran and UAE. I also served in Afghanistan as Deputy Head of Mission.
Assalamu alaikum ji. I am Lieutenant General Asif Yasin Malik, retired. Apart from my service in the Army, I have been Secretary of Defense and have been associated with Track 2 Dialogue, two of them, one with India and other with Afghanistan in collaboration with CRSS. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to have a discussion in this important forum. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Amara Durrani, independent policy professional. I've served in key staff positions in US government, Pakistan government, and the United Nations. I've also served in leadership positions in the private sector. I'm a regular participant of tracks 1.5 and 2 between Pakistan, India, Afghanistan.
Major General Inamul Haq, retired. I am a researcher, independent researcher, and I am very happy to be in the company of so many eminent Afghanologists. I occasionally write a column in the newspaper and selectively appear on the television channels. I have a deep interest in Afghanistan. Thank you.
I'm Hamid Sharif. I'm the president of Global Think Tank Network. It's a think tank which focuses, among others things, on Pakistan's strategic foreign relations. I was previously with the Asian Infrastructure Bank. I was managing director there for accountability and evaluation and integrity. I also served with the Asian Development Bank. I was country director for China. In all, I spent about 10 years in China. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Ali Rida. I'm Deputy of Pakistan Customs and Project Director Carry Case, a project, the ADB project, under which we developed overcome and border land force. They are fully operational now and they are waiting the reopening of the borders for their operationalization. They are category 8 state-of-the-art terminals, and there are only 3 other terminals in the world which are category A. One is in Izmir, one is in Singapore, and one is in the United States. So we have
Hello, I'm from China and my name is Ma Zheng. And these days I with NAST CIPS, the Center for International Peace and Stability, as the visiting fellow. So, but my permanent job in China is in Sun Yat-sen University in Guangdong province. And actually I want to mention I'm old friend for Pakistani because I have study and work in Pakistan for 6 years, from 2018 to 2023. Thank you, and thank you for CRS, and thank you, sir, to invite me. Thank you.
I'm Mustafa Malik, representing Team CRSS.
Assalamu alaikum ji. I'm Junaid Khan from CRSS.
Sure. We missed you, right? It's my colleagues, yeah, Elsa and Shana next. Thank you very much. Now I think we have to lay out the foundation, how we unpack this issue. The issue that we wanted to basically focus on was that can an aggressive military and non-military strategy, coupled with repeated border closures after every terrorist attack, deliver lasting security for Pakistan? And the experience of basically recent years suggests that despite the closure of borders since October the 11th, the violence has kept mounting. So this is the basic question. Close borders because of the fear of or incidents of terrorist attacks, and whether it is sustainable for a society, for a country which wants to connect regionally, which believes in regional connectivity, which is part of the Belt and Road Initiative, which wants other countries also to become partner. So that is the main thesis today. May I start with General Inamul Haq Sahab by asking a very basic question, that why has the situation post August 2021 not improved, and on the contrary has deteriorated between Pakistan and Afghanistan? What do you think are is terrorism is the primary cause of this?
Yeah, thank you, Imtiaz Sahab. I thank you and the CRSS for inviting me. But before I answer your question, I would like to offer a theoretical construct of the Pak-Afghan relations. In my reckoning, there is not a lot of sociological understanding of the Afghan side or the Pashtun side on either side. That is what leads to faulty decision making on either side. The state formation in both Pakistan and Afghanistan has actually gone through different experiences from the colonial era. So that is an important thing which actually comes to policy formulation. Afghanistan remained cut off during the Great Game from the rest of the world to quite an extent. And that has got its own implications, and some of them can be discussed during the course of discussion later on. In Afghanistan's context, the help that Pakistan offered during the Soviet Union, occupation of the Soviet Union of Afghanistan, was considered meddling by the PDPA at that time, and later on against the NATO by the First Republic. So any help that Pakistan offered was considered meddling. Now, that is something which is affecting the relationship between the two countries. The relationship is generally viewed in academia as well as at the government level as government to government. There is no appreciation of the situation between Pakistan and Afghanistan. The bilateralism is not viewed as business to business and people to people. So we have to somehow shift the focus from G to G to B to B and P to P. Conflict is not a natural course of action between Afghanistan and Pakistan. That is something that we need to take to heart. Conflict is not a natural course of action between both sides. Socio-economic calculations need to prevail over zero-sum geostrategic and geopolitical considerations. So we have to, it is time that we give socio-economic calculation precedence over geostrategic and geopolitical considerations. The relationship between Afghanistan and Pakistan is not going to improve significantly or even marginally till the time the TTP question is resolved. So the biggest stumbling block is the TTP that is actually creating a rift between the situation. And as far as I am concerned, this is going to be a situation of uneasy peace for some years to continue till the time the TTP question is resolved or the TTP question resolves itself. And it will resolve itself over a period of time. So that is more or less my take right now. We can go on to the specifics later on.
Okay. Thank you very much, General Saab. So just a reminder for everybody that if we are asking questions, trying to, optimally utilize the time. So for 6 minutes, you can speak, and then we can come into question answer. So that I'll appreciate if everybody can. Also, Wahid Saab and Hamza, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We can.
Yeah.
I can hear you, but not very well. I can hear Hamza very well. Very well. I cannot hear Islam that very well.
Okay.
I think the microphone is not good organized, I think, in the office. Probably I have a voice reverberation and that stuff. So.
Okay.
But I can hear. I can make it support so about it.
Okay.
I can hear Hamza very well. Hamza, I can hear you very well, but not
Challenge. Okay, maybe Vahid, we can come to you because the General Inamul Haq has spoken about the TTP, that until this issue is resolved, set aside, there'll be very, very uneasy peace in coming years between the two countries. So you are sitting in Kabul. How do you respond to this then? Is the TTP the real problem, and do you really have to wait for that issue to get resolved this way or that way before the resumption of formal contacts and return of peace between the two countries? No. Yeah. So maybe Hamza can repeat the question?
The question is for me.
No.
I could not hear the question.
I barely hear the question, but I'm trying my best to understand the question because it's the voice is so not loud.
वहाँ पे नहीं जा रहा. Let us first, I think, go through the round here. You can meanwhile have also make a good sense of this discussion here.
I could hear that the question was regarding TTP.
This is the conference mics.
Thank you very much.
Getting very close.
Okay. जी चलें, go ahead. देखो इनकी आवाज़ ज़्यादा हो सकती है कि नहीं?
Sir, we can hear you. Sir, we can hear you. Go ahead, please. Just speak a bit louder until we sort out the volume issue.
छोड़ देते हैं because mic ज़ानता नज़दीका. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much.
So you have 5 minutes, right?
Abdul Wahid, peace sectorist, analyst, and writer. Usually writing in English and also in Pashto, mostly in Pashto. If I tell you that TTP is not an issue for Pakistan, it is definitely an issue, and it must be considered as an issue. But if we think that it is the only issue that Pakistan is focusing on, I will think that I will say that TTP is not a real issue. The real issue is in policies adopted by Pakistan for the last 50 years. For the last 50 years, if I can go shortly back to the history, from Nur Muhammad Taraki to President. Sometimes anti-Soviet jihad, sometimes the war on terror, sometimes dual policy, and sometimes a TTP. The solution for TTP and the other issue is just to revise the policy adopted by Pakistan, the strategic depth policy. I usually requested our brothers in Pakistan, in Islamabad, here in Afghanistan, whenever I met a Pakistani officer I request them to revise the policy of strategic depth, because for the last 50 years, the policy has always been having consequences, unintended consequences for both sides, for Pakistan and also for Afghanistan. Before it was only for Afghanistan, but now the bad consequences also appears to be in Pakistan as well. But still, I cannot say that Afghanistan is blameless. It should not be. It should not do anything. Just during the last 50 years, I will blame Pakistan for every destruction in Afghanistan. No. Afghanistan and Pakistan both should not ignore their own internal fragmentation. They should not ignore their own differences, deprivation, but also the other side, the opposite side. For example, now regarding TTP, Afghanistan should do a lot with Pakistan because we are neighbors. Whether we accept it or not, we are neighbors. We can argue that we are not good, we are not brothers. We can argue that we are not good, even good neighbors. But we are neighbors. Geographically, we are neighbors. I usually, sometimes, not usually, I sometimes have a chance to sit in a meeting with the officers and our social meeting. I usually ask them that, keep the blame there. Leave their accusation and counter-accusation. In Pakistan, Afghanistan are sheltering TTP, and Afghanistan should accuse Pakistan of sheltering Daesh. We have to sit together. There are a lot of different forms in Afghanistan and Pakistan that play back to diplomacy, and I'm sure Durrani Sahib knows about it, and he has a lot of experience in it. For example, Sadiq Khan knows about it. He also has a lot of experience. Like one day in our meeting in Imtiaz, if you remember, Mushahid Hussain said, he knows a lot of it, and he knows how to seek the solution. I'm giving you two examples. I don't know. Durrani Sahib must know about it. Durrani Sahib, there was a meeting in Ankara or in Turkey. The result of that meeting in Afghanistan was felt very well. Both sides, the Afghan side was quite happy about the consequences and the result of the meeting. And also, the second meeting in Beijing, in Urumqi, I don't know if it was in Urumqi or Beijing, that was, I think, led by a diplomat from Pakistan. I know, I heard from someone who was participating in the meeting, the member of the delegation. He told me that the discussion and negotiations were very well. I don't know who, but I asked him the name, who is someone, he mentioned someone, now I forgot. So if you could continue with that kind of delegation and also discussion, track 2, track 1, track 1.5, and also Jergas, I'm sure if someone says that we cannot find solution for Afghan-Pakistan problem, it's not, I do not accept that. Even TTP has the solution, Daesh has the solution, During line corrosion has the solution, trade has the solution, but we have to negotiate each other as a counterpart, equal counterpart, not dictate to Pakistani usually dictate Afghanistan.
Okay, if you could wrap up, please.
Dictation. I don't know. This must be our nature. But we have lots of TTP is to conclude. TTP issue, but not the only issue.
Okay.
We have to focus on the whole issue, on the policies that have been adopted by both countries for the last 50 years.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure. I can, okay, you want.
Yeah, thank you very much. Your point well taken, and you're right. It has to be engagement, dialogue, and taking it from here, Asif Saab, you wanted to leave earlier, or when do you have to go? Okay, so you have time. Meanwhile, we can request somebody else. Asif Saab, would you like to respond to this and also?
I understand what was asked for, but thank you very much, Imtiaz. My 2 cents would be that for Pakistan, there's only one point agenda, and that is TTP. From TTP would flow everything, whether it is trade, whether it is visas, or whether it is opening of the borders. Right now, this is the policy. I may agree or I may not agree, but right now, if you want to, and this TTP, the Wahid Saab says is not the only issue for Pakistan, this is the only issue, and that too, that TTP which operates inside Afghanistan, in whose formations there are Afghan nationals who are killed. Recent one you have seen in Karachi, the Afghan national has been captured and 3 were killed. So here I think, and secondly, related to TTP is the symbiotic relationship which Afghan Taliban or anti-TTP have with each other. And I, for one, because I don't know who in our policy corridors, in our power corridors, decided that Afghan Taliban were friends of Pakistan. I fail to understand because after 9/11, how we treated the Afghan Taliban, of course, that was legal and that was approved by the UN Security Council under Resolution 1368 and 1373. And our Taliban friend will have to reread those resolutions, and those resolutions are still open and action can be taken against Afghanistan. So my worries is that Afghanistan and the present dispensation in Afghanistan is shooting in its own feet, and that would cause more trouble in the future. So here I want to, the caveat is that if you address the TTP, and those asks are not much. Number one, disarm them. Number two, put a gag order on the TTP leadership enjoying shelter and sanctuary inside Afghanistan. And ideally hand them over to Pakistan. If you can't do that, at least you take the 2 suggestions which we have been making on and off. I have been special rep for Afghanistan, and these, there was always a promise that yes, you will see a difference. And when I would ask how much time it will take, they said 3 to 4 months. But after 3 to 4 months, you would see more attacks taking place. And when again reminded them of that you had promised, they said, inshallah, you will see we had some problems. And then again after 3 to 4 months, when I would remind them, so I was there for a year and a half, and this was a frustrating experience. Reason is, with our Taliban brothers, when you sit across the table, there are no takeaways. They don't decide. They don't decide, which is why you will see whether it was in Ankara, it was in Doha, or it is in Urumqi. No decision has been taken place. No decision has taken place. That is the biggest challenge we are facing. I'm afraid our these Taliban friends, they may recite Quran, or they may recite everything. They may want to portray as religious, but I'm afraid they lack the art of governance. That is, they have to go for soul searching. I'm not saying this, even the entire world is saying. So it's, and then I've had the experience that some of the Taliban, supposedly very enlightened people, they give 2 hoots to the UN resolutions. So don't forget, then don't go for the legitimacy. Why then you are looking for the recognition of the Taliban regime? So these are contradictory approaches which have been adopted. So for Pakistan, the dilemma is that we have 17 tribes on the border. They are divided tribes. What to do? This is a big dilemma for us. None of other 5 neighbors of Afghanistan have it. So these are the things they have to realize. Here, I'll just stop here. But the issue is they have to realize that it's a serious issue. We don't bother Afghan Taliban what is happening inside Pakistan borders if it is done by TTP. That we are looking after. And that will overcome. That's the there. Because their view of Islam is skewed. They say that Pakistan's constitution is un-Islamic without pointing a single clause in Pakistan's constitution which is un-Islamic. So here, you just cannot hold a dialogue with them. So these are the things that say dialogue with the deaf. So here, I think you have to be clear. And then rule of law has been the biggest casualty as far as Pakistan has been concerned. We opened our doors for everything without rule of law. Now, while today the visas are banned, medical visas are banned, educational visas are banned, but smuggling is going on. So this shows the lack of rule of law. So here, I think we are also full of contradictions. We need to address them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Of course, Asif Sam, being a former ambassador, being former special representative, has deep knowledge of both sides, and he also knew the societies as a journalist before joining the Foreign Service, so he has been on both sides of the fence. So I may come to General Asif Yassin, because you have been part of this track 2 that we have been conducting since 2016. Now you heard both Wahid Saab, General Inam, and Asif Saab. So do you really do you think that the bilateral relationship is color defined by this bitter legacy of the past, and that this acrimonious relationship basically comes from different events that have shaped history between the two countries for the past 5-6 decades?
Thank you. First of all, let me admit that the Track 2 dialogue with Afghanistan was, to me, it was a major success. And we were able to, I think, bring benefit in the people-to-people contact system. And it went to the common people of Afghanistan. It was less of a bureaucratic or a political issue, political system, than a people-to-people. Actually, I saw that the people of Afghanistan were benefiting, and to some extent the people of Pakistan also. Okay, let us come to the TTP issue. On this table, I am probably the only one who has dealt with TTP hands-on for 2 years and can claim reasonable success, so as to say that by 2014, barring the APS incident for which I would reserve my comments, TTP had become zero. There was no talk of TTP. So therefore, it's not something which is undoable for the system in Pakistan. We did it, and but that brings us to the geopolitical situation in the area. At that point in time, Afghanistan was under the control of the global interest game. To me, coming from geopolitics, the most important thing today happening is that Afghanistan is non-existent in the geopolitical game being played today. There are other issues coming up, Russia attacking somebody and Iran attacking somebody and so on and so forth. So the global geopolitical system probably is, if you talk of Afghanistan, they'll say which Afghanistan? It has gone so much in the background. Now with that happening, this holds good for the Taliban government in Afghanistan also. They are lost in the wilderness. They are nowhere on the global sphere. Even in the regional sphere, they are nowhere. Now, coming to our side of the issue, The TTP has two aspects. First aspect is the environment within Pakistan, and then is the foreign support. Having studied many insurgencies, no insurgency has succeeded unless there was a domestic environment favorable to it. That is the point when the foreign people start helping that insurgency or those trouble creators. When they find out that there is space within the host country of those terrorists and so on and so forth, their basic country. So if the Taliban have reached Rangers headquarters in Islam, I think Afghanistan comes second, Pakistan. So therefore, I think we also have to understand, and I think Durrani Sahab also clearly brought out, we have to understand the dynamics on both sides of the border. We have to understand the Pashtun ethos, the Pashtun, the Baloch thinking. What and how are they operating? I am afraid people do not understand. The policy, we just were discussing with Ambassador Durrani Sahab also, the policy has to be from bottom up. At the bottom are the people who are hands-on in the system. The top people are just flag bearers. They are, big shots, making speeches here and there. It is the people on the ground who should be leading the policy making. Please don't take me negatively. Is there a policy? If there is a policy, I don't know who is implementing it. Most of our actions are knee-jerk reactions. And with the consequences, Afghanistan they are losing it. They were never, Imtiaz Sahab brought out 50,000 people not getting treatment. So be it. They'll bring new graveyards. We can't afford such things. The benefits for Pakistan are immeasurable. Hanjra Sahab just brought out the construction of the crossing arrangement, custom arrangement. I am privy to it because at one point of time I was involved in a high-class bus service between Islamabad and Kabul and Karachi and Kandahar. So I know the system that is being established. Pakistan has to be the beneficiary. Now the final remark. The relationship of Afghanistan and Pakistan cannot be security-based. It has to be socio-economic basis, where the people of Afghanistan and people of Pakistan, whether they are traders or whether they are construction people, carpenters, electricians, mechanics, they are the people who will benefit, who have been benefit. It may look very bad, but all the barbers in Afghanistan used to be from Pakistan. Because there is no system of barbers over there. Masons. Furniture makers. The wood was from Afghanistan, the craftsmen were from Pakistan. Yes. So therefore, I think, first of all, a larger internal, inward-looking discussion has to take place. Keep Afghanistan out, put our own house in order, give it the right direction, and understand, then, establish your destination. If our destination is not clear, we are lost in the wilderness. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Now that you have spoken about the problems inside as well, it takes two to tango. I mean, externalization only doesn't help in taking the relationship forward. Since you have raised the issue of the Pakistani barbers and all this infrastructure that had existed and how Pakistanis were being helpful there, and vice versa as well. So why not involve Dr. Ali Raza Hanjra Sahab? What is, being an official, what has Pakistan done so far, particularly since 2021, when the Taliban returned? Because there was this hope that now everything will be smooth between the two countries and that Pakistan finally had a power in the neighborhood which will facilitate our expansion, and there were a lot of hopes, a lot of optimism that had accompanied. What has Pakistan done, and why did not the hopes or that optimism did not basically materialize?
Thank you very much, sir. First of all, I would just correct myself to the discussion where Ambassador Asif Durrani Saab left. I had been part of the various meetings, ACCIC, where Ambassador Saab took some marvelous initiatives regarding social arrangements, whereby a lot of giving them medical facilities and to the patients regarding the transit trade, and he was very much facilitative. And since 2021, we had been in discussion with the Afghan authorities regarding manning the border crossing points under Article 8 of the Trade Facilitation Agreement of the WTO to have joint border control. So we were very near to it, and Article 8 permits us to do that. So through Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we also engaged them in negotiations, and we were near to it. There were some cross-border trade facilitation agreements in terms of the authorized economic operator, in which we also engaged the Afghan customs with us. They sent us a team from, I think, Tajikistan. There was few Taliban officers who were posted there, and they were sent to this area to negotiate with us. Again, definitely, I would also relocate my argument with that very idea of having an ineffective policy of continuing that spirit of bona fide. So that was not there. Trade is definitely a vehicle on which all these initiatives they get carried forward. That got missed somehow. There was an initiative in terms of engaging one Taliban government into the CARIC trade conventions going on in various Central Asian countries. So apart from one, I did not see any Afghan delegation visiting the CARIC meetings there. I don't know what may have happened. All the CARIC countries, they are former Soviet republics. Perhaps there might be pressure from the United States, because the United States is also a member of the that CARIC program that belongs to the CARIC Cross-Border Trade Facilitation Agreement of 2010, the Central Asia Region Economic Cooperation. Perhaps that could be a reason. We have isolated them on the trade matter as well. So what was left? We had some wonderful negotiation going on regarding the previous track 1.5, where the Afghan delegates came to this meeting and they vote to engage the Pakistani traders to to pioneer or to spearhead this very idea of creating peace, and on the basis of this trade negotiation between the respective chambers of commerce. So, and that's that was a good news for us, because both the chambers could have utilized these terminals to start trade. That fizzled out afterwards because there was a lack of policy to continue with that as well. So trade is a vehicle, but definitely a policy is the engine behind it to drive it. I still hope that the respective chambers of commerce, the Sarhad Chamber of Commerce as well as the Kabul Chamber of Commerce, can jump in. They are the ones who still have the ability to engage despite this. I subscribe to view of Lieutenant General Asif Yassin Malik Saab that the relationship is mostly socio-economic one. So instead of getting a security paradigm and impacting it, we need to re-engage the Afghan traders. And that can still happen. That can still happen despite all these escalations. one traders can come. I was also expecting the President Chamber of Commerce from Afghanistan. Unfortunately, I couldn't see him here. So I think these people should be engaged. And definitely we can also, through this August forum, we can also request the CARIC Institute, the CARIC Secretariat, to engage the Afghan Chamber of Commerce and the delegations to attend those conferences. Pakistan is always there. So the missing link is the Afghan Chamber of Commerce. That is not there. So I think this is still a neutral body which can still pull up a lot of energy into this thought relationship. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Just a small, I remembered, I was the first head of the committee which surveyed Torkham, Chaman and Vaga for this project, which was then Asian Development Fund funded, and it was in 2013. And we were very optimistic about the future of relations between Pakistan and Afghanistan. This sort of activity was being generated. I don't know that it was lost in the wilderness thing.
Thank you very much. Ali Raza Sahab, we have been pursuing the trade as well. There's this Pakistan-Afghanistan Joint Chamber of Commerce and Industries. These people have been coming and going. We have been visiting them. Even today, we had requested the president of Sarhad Chamber of Commerce and Industries, so he backed out in the last minute. So much for his commitment. I mean, we had thought that because he oversees the impact of what has happened, since October, that he would give us some data, some first-hand information. But this morning, he regretted. And we tried to get somebody else. That guy also missed out. So, yeah. So we have been doing this, but the problem is politics always trumped the business considerations. And you see our businessmen, what they do, they better go to GHQ for getting concessions rather than, coming up with policy decisions, policy measures which are credible and which can also involve everybody. So, Harun Sahab, you wanted to say something?
Just very quickly. Thank you very much. Since there's a talk of connectivity and trade, what we have seen, I'll speak on the concrete, evidence. Any economic relationship which has the backing of a geopolitical sentiment is not sustainable globally. Even in Afghanistan, 80% of the budget was financed by external players because of the geopolitics. So it was a big risk for the region and for Pakistan as well. Pakistan's economic model is also based on geopolitical rents, and we have suffered time and again, and I hope we learn. So my point here is that couple of comments on CARIC. I think Hamid Sharif and I have attended, God knows, countless CARIC meetings, me from World Bank and he from Asian Development Bank. A multilateral organization is not suited for an intense political economy kind of dialogue. So CARIC can only give a nice place and a meal and at least a meeting place. But expecting anything beyond from a multilateral organization, their charter doesn't allow it. So I think we should not have any illusion that CARIC or any other multilateral network of financing can open up, the space which is now so much distrust has been built. So it's beyond that stage. That's what I'm trying to say. A couple of observations. I think lots of these debates that policies have been wrong, what went wrong, it's living in the past. The region has taken a little bit positive tone with whatever is happening in Iran. You never know where it goes, but at least there is a little positive tone that something might open up. Neither China nor any investor will take any stake in the region, whether it's Pakistan or Iran or Afghanistan, if the stability and distrust continues the way it is. Now, the sufferer of this whole debacle are the common people. And unfortunately,